Okay, this tutorial will explain how to use the cataloging system to create your own catalogs. You can create them with all of the handbags available, or you can pick and choose which ones you want. You can make a catalog with just the new items that just came out, new arrivals, whatever you need to do. The very first thing, though, you'll need to do is each month we will provide a new cover for you to use. We'll have a new date on it. Currently, the cover available is April 2010, and we'll put some items on there and just change it up so it looks different. With each catalog that you create, you will have to upload a catalog cover for it. If you choose to create your own covers, that's fine too. That's totally up to you, but we do provide one here. And it says right here to access it, you have to right-click on that download link. I think my computer just kind of clicked on its own. We want to right-click, as it says, and then click on Save Target As, and that will allow us to save it to our computer. I like to save everything to my desktop because I know where to find it. It wants to replace it because I already have a copy of it, but where it's saving to is right here. That's my new cover. So I'll know right where to find it when I need it. Okay, let's create a catalog. We click on My Catalogs. I am currently logged in with our demo area. We call it Christy. Let's see her name right here. And this is Christy's catalog that she has in there. We're going to create a new one so you can see exactly what to do. To do that, we're going to click on New eBook. And in here, we're going to just set a few settings. The first setting we're going to do is we are going to name this ebook. I'm going to call it Just Arrived Items. And it'll be from April 2010. This is just a little note in there that I can put for description. Doesn't necessarily print anywhere. Mambots, I like to put yes. Ken put no. Don't even know what it does. Page format, you need to choose letter because most of our printers print out a letter-sized page. I want it to be in the portrait orientation, not landscape. Over here on the right, the units and margins. These are just fine the way they are. I would totally recommend just leaving them at 10 millimeters. The margins turn out just perfect that way. Okay, now these settings I'm going to suggest. Let me just show you right off why I'm suggesting these settings. And here's an example of a catalog printed where these settings are not used. And you can see that they don't line up neatly. There's too many headers. There's one here plus the name of the bag down here. Just turns out kind of messy looking, not real neat. And that's what will happen if you put in different options down here. I have taken a screenshot of these options and I will post it in our consultant portal area, so you can just click on it and you'll see a picture of how these settings should be in order to make it look nice and neat, because it is hard to remember these at first. My first suggestion is to go 3 columns. It takes up less paper if you put more items on the page, and 3 columns works perfectly. This table of contents, what that's referring to, oh, I closed my catalog, is a table of contents. No matter how many times I tell it, please don't make the table of contents, it still throws it in there. But I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put no table of contents, thinking one day it won't be in there. Arabic numbering, I like the numbers instead of letters and Roman numerals, but you can choose whichever you want for that. Okay, these are the settings that are very important. You want this one set to no. No section. Ignore sections. Totally ignore sections. It'll put in headers that you don't want if you don't put that on that setting. Chapter as page is what we want here. We do not want, will be used as chapters or subchapters. We want this second one. Will just be used excuse me, we do want the first one. I'm looking at my notes here, so I'm sure not to mess this up. We do not want them bolded. We want it will be used as chapters or subchapters. And then this bottom one is do not use item title as the title. Very important to try to use those settings, and like I said, I'll put a screenshot so you can see them. Okay, fonts and formatting. This is where you choose the colors that you want. And for some reason, I have to really click on that in order to get it to change. And you know, there's no save button on here. What you do is you just click on the next one and grab it. And you know what? If I wanted these to be the same colors, I would take this and I would copy that number and I would paste it right into this one. And I'd save that because, and just by clicking elsewhere, it'll save. There's no save button. These here I would leave the same, the font size. The Courier happens to be, I think, the best font because it doesn't have the little sans serif feet on it and so forth. But you can use any font you want that's in there. There's not a whole lot of choices. Okay, the next item that's very, very important is how we paginate this. We do not want a new page after every single product item. And it will be if you do not set these to yes. So we want both of these set to yes. And do not use page heading. I believe we want chapter as page heading. Okay, that is very important. So yes, yes, chapter as page setting. We are going to save this. So what we just did was we configured our new ebook. And if you hit on this little wrench here, click on that, it will bring you back to the same place we were just at in case you want to change anything. What I'd like to show you, though, is this protection. I generally never use this. You have the choice to lock this PDF, so only a username and password can get into it. So you would have to share that with whoever. So typically I put it on no, so it does not lock it. Okay, now we're ready to add our items. We set our configuration, how we want the columns, how we want the fonts, and so forth. Now to add our items, this here's the name of the catalog we just created. We're going to click on there. I don't remember. I'm going to have to go back to the eList. I don't think we added our cover. I'm going to go back into the little wrench. Yeah, we didn't. There's our cover right here. We're going to have to put a cover on this. And I have it on my desktop. I downloaded it and saved it to my desktop. The name of it is Cover right here. Choose it. And then this setting should be right where it's at. Use image cover. I don't want to use HTML and I don't want to use both. I just want to use the image that I have. And I'm going to save that. Glad I remembered that, or we wouldn't have had a colorful cover on our ebook. Okay, now we're going to add the items. Now we have a couple different items to add. One of them is the